Welcome back to the Crochet Credits. So, my friends at yarnspirations.com, we have the Tunisian Pumpkin Patch by Anita Grover. She's our resident Tunisian expert. So what we have is 4 different sizes. I'll cover each one of the sizes just in the chain when we go to begin, and then each one is done exactly the same way. It's just that there's different heights. So the stick that you see here is just a stick that you can probably find in the garden or your local park. Just chop it off and it's used as the stem. So the more imperfect, the better, even if it has a curve to it, it's awesome. You'll need an 8mm size L double-ended Tunisian hook, just like you see. It's called an Afghan hook as well. And so when we go to do this, we're going to be making a tube shape, almost like a pillowcase, and then we're going to be pulling both sides shut and then sewing it down. So you'll need a tapestry needle as well. You'll also need 2 different balls going at the same time. So you can take a ball that you have and then just divide it into another little mini ball like I did. And so I'll be using those because when you see this concept, you'll notice that you're going to be working on the return pass at the same time as the forward pass. And we'll discuss that in a few moments. So the 4 sizes that you have, you'll see that in the written instructions as well. As you got lettuce, carrot, gold, and burgundy. These are all the Red Heart Super Saver colors. And so you'll see that the lettuce one, the biggest one is 22 inches in diameter. The next one down is 18, the next one is 14, and the next one is 11. And you can see the metric there if you would like that. So we're going to begin, and let's get started right away and choose the size pumpkin that you want to do. And I'll just cover the chain sizes when we go to begin. For demonstration purposes, I'm going to be doing the smallest size pumpkin, but the number of chains that you will start with is going to be relative to the one you want to make. So the small size is 26 chains, the next one is 34, the next one is 42, and the last one is 50. So choose the size pumpkin that you would like to do. Put the slip knot onto your Afghan hook and just chain the number that you want. So it's either 26, 34, 42, or 50. So just chain. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and do all the way that you want for your chain. And I'll be right back in a moment. So once you have the amount that you want, in my case it'll be 26, I'm doing the small one, I'm going to go second chain from the hook, and I'm going to get the back hump of the chain only, and I'm going to insert the hook into the back hump, yarn over, pull through, and slide it down the shaft beyond the throat so that it gets the right size. Leave it onto the hook. Go to the next one. Now that you've already done the back hump of the chain, it will stay over, and so the back humps will always appear on top. So I want you just to move all the way down your chain and collecting, and I'll be right back in a moment. So now they're all on the hook. And usually with Tunisian, what we do is we yarn over and pull through 1 loop, and then yarn pull over through 2 loops all the way back to the start. But what we need to do is we're going to create a tube shape. So because we have the double-ended hook, this is when this comes into play. So what I want you to do is that I want you to grab the secondary yarn that you're going to play with. This is the second ball. And I would probably recommend just create a slip knot just to have an extra security. And I want you to move this right where it is to the other side of the hook and turn the hook around. And what my goal is that I want to put on the other yarn that we're about to start. And normally what happens is, as I mentioned, is that you just pull through the 1 loop and then pull through 2. But in this case, I want you just to start doing the return pass immediately right off. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to yarn over and pull through 2. And I only want to do half away across. So yarning over, pulling it through 2. And the reason why I only want to do half is that I want to create a tube shape. Once you have about half on, I want you just to slide it and turn your hook back to where it was. And we want to put this here on the beginning of this again. So what we need to do is that we need to shift this all the way back to the other side, and you'll get used to doing this. And I want you to put this onto the other side, and we want to continue. So right where you see it right here, so just have it so it goes around the back like this. And I want to just grab the strand that is leading to the yarn ball only, and I want to start working with the beginning. Okay. So it'll be in this configuration. So just get these yarn tails out of your way so that you're not worrying about it. And we're going to do the Tunisian knit stitch. And what we're going to do right in the very beginning is that we want to come in to the very first stitch. Okay, so you can see that you have 1, 2, 3. So when you go into this, normally in Tunisian simple stitch, when you went in, you would go in onto the front loop like this, the front vertical. But in the Tunisian knit stitch, what I want you to do is still go into that, but I want you to go back to the other side. So just going in and towards the back. So it goes through the project and then yarning over, pulling it through like that. And I want you just to do enough until you can feel that the tension is too much. And so you'll go to the very next one available to you. And again, instead of the vertical staying on the front, you just want to go through the vertical, but go to the back. And then yarning over, pulling it through. Okay, so here's the next one, through the vertical to the back. And what you're doing for the very first time is establishing a tube shape. And so you're going to continue to do this until you feel like you can't go any further without a lot of tension. Okay, this is the Tunisian knit stitch. So I feel like the tension is too much for me to pull any further. So what I want to do is that I want to slide the project down to the other side of the hook. And I want you to continue to release these off. So just pulling it back tight again and yarning over, pulling it through 2, 2. And this is going to release more of the project so that you can continue in the forward pass. So you really don't need to count the number of rows. She has a suggestion, Anita does, on how many you can do. And you can just count the number of knit stitches. So as soon as you get enough off, you don't want to go too far. You want to turn it back and slide it down to the other side and continue to Tunisian knit stitch more. See, you're using both sides of the hook. It's like double-ended crochet. The trick is to make sure you get started properly and that this project doesn't twist immediately right out of the gate. So once you feel that there's too much tension, you again switch back to the other side. So we shift down, turn it around, and continue. So Anita has a suggestion that, just watch these tail ends to make sure that the whole projects are not like these ends are not twisting with each other. So get used to changing the yarn over and turning your hook in the same direction. So continue to yarn over, pulling it through 2 and 2 and 2. And we've officially now just gone completely around the project. And am I worried about it too much? No, not really. So I want to make sure that the project has not twisted in any weird way. Okay. And I can tell that it's not. So as soon as you got enough pulled off, switch it again and turn around and continue to Tunisian knit stitch more. I'm finding that now that I'm getting this established, the project is not as tight as it was, so it's a lot easier to do. As soon as you feel the tension is compromised, turn it around, shift, and continue to fasten off. So you're just doing the return pass. So one thing I love about the Tunisian knit stitch is that it's a really tight stitch. So even though it was kind of looking loose there for a bit, it's going to start tightening up on you. And then just switch back and continue to Tunisian knit stitch your way. Of course, if you don't like this concept, you can always do back and forth in the rows, but just keep an eye on that to make sure that it's going to work. So I was thinking I was just twisting, just kind of pull on it and you can see how it will look. And so when you jump over, see I'm jumping over that connection spot. So this time, when I just jump over, just immediately just continue to knit stitch. It's a really simple concept. It's just a matter of understanding where you're putting your stitches and how to be able to change the hook back and forth. And I can feel the tension is coming in my hands. So I don't want to feel that. So as soon as you feel that tension, switch it, shift it, and continue to finish it. So the return pass. So you can do like cowls and everything in this kind of way if you prefer, and therefore you don't have any sewing at the end. In this case we will, because it's pumpkin and we got to make it squat. So continue until you get to the size you want. There's 18 rounds for the small size, 24 for the next, 29 for the next, and 35 for the big one. And see, I can see that there's now 2 rows complete. See 1 and 2. See those knit stitches? That's how I can tell. But you can just eye it up yourself and determine. And as soon as you feel like there's any pressure, keep switching that hook back and forth to do your return pass, and make sure that you keep getting your stitches exactly where they need to go for this particular concept. And it's neat. So what I'm going to do is I'll continue on my own, and then I'll be back in just a few seconds for now, and I will show you at the end. So you're essentially just creating a big sock formation when you're doing this, and it's a really great concept to know for other things in the future. And I'll be right back. So I've been working on this and I have the amount of rows that I want. So if you want a taller pumpkin, you can just keep on going. I want to let you know that as I was working through this became so much more easier than I expected. Right in the beginning, it was kind of, I noticed it was kind of turning around and I was trying to question life and stuff. So if you're at the beginning stages and you continue to play, you may see yourself also struggling with that. But once I just got just a few more rounds done, like almost 4 rounds, it settles down and then you're able just to rip through this thing actually pretty easily. So now that it's been established, it's holding its own, and you can just go as big as you want to go, and then I'm going to show you how to fasten off at the end. So let's cover that next, and let's just finish up. So let's show you how to finish. So I'm going to say this is my ending. You can end anywhere with this because there is no seam line. So I want to turn it around and I want to just get to 1 loop left on the hook. So I'm going to pull through my 2s, but we're not quite done. If you fasten off now, what's going to happen is that you'll end up with these huge gaps in your work, because the return pass always creates these open things like this. So what I want you to do is turn the project back around, and with the other strand that we've been using to collect and make new stitches, we want to use that strand to be able to finish. So when we go in, we want to go into the next stitch. We're still going to do the Tunisian knit stitch and pull through and through. And what I want to do is go all the way around doing that. And this is doing what is called as a bind off. Also become a cast off. In crochet, we normally call it fastening off, but in knitting, it's bind off or cast off. So I'm just going to go all the way around doing this bind off, and I'll be right back in a moment. So I'm coming all the way around, and you can clearly tell where you've done the bind off. See how it looks there? And it looks that same way there. So these are the last stitches. And so this will end up closing down the very last row. and I'm going to come into my very final stitch, and this is where it's going to end. So when I cut this strand, I want to cut it long enough so that I can use it to sew the top shut. And the other strand that was the return pass strand, I want to cut it long enough that I can put that through a tapestry needle. So just pull this through here just to secure it. And the other one I want to put through a tapestry needle. So just get your little needle. And I'm just going to secure it on the back side. So essentially I just want to put it through the back. Don't change the shape by pulling it too tight, and don't put the needle to the front side of the work. And just make sure it just knots onto itself. This can appear on the inside, so you don't have to be too careful about it. And that's good to go. So now we have to go back to the very beginning, and what we have to do is we have to close this. So we're going to close this side first, and that's our first step. To close the bottom side, I want to create a slip knot onto my yarn and just make it long enough that you can just collect the stitches and just turn it to the bottom of this. And all I want to do is just put the straggler ends in to the pumpkin, because it will be hidden, and just capture the outside piece. And when you pull through, I want you to put that slip knot through like this. And what that's doing is it's locking this stitch into position, or locking that in so it'll hold, and put your straggler to the inside of the pumpkin. I then want you just to zigzag around the outside, collecting stitches. And I want to just collect enough so that I can pull this completely shut. So I'm capturing every stitch around. And I want to do the final pull right at the end so it goes even. So continue around, and we'll be done that in a second. Okay, and once you're all the way around, give it a good tug, and we'll pull that shut. Go diagonal across to where you're sitting, so you're out of here. So just go diagonal across. Okay, so you just want to do it long enough, or just secure it long enough that you can do that. And now I'm just putting a little knot into it. And then I'm going to toss it to the inside, and currently you can still access the inside. So when this needle comes out, I'm going to safely just cut that down. So now we have to worry about the top of closing this down as well. So we're going to need our stuffing next. So let's start putting our stuffing inside. Don't go hog crazy with this. You don't want to be spacing out the stitches to the point where it's unrecognizable as a pumpkin. So you just want enough that it's going to get the bulge, but not like bleed out stuffing through the stitch work. So I'm just kind of using that as a, I'm just guessing. Okay, and that's what I think I'm gonna just do. So this tail end, what I want you to do is put your tapestry needle back on, and I want you to collect the stitches all the way around and then pull shut. And so that's where I'm gonna pick you up, but don't fasten off. So just go around, start collecting, and I'll be right back in a second. So now that I've gone all the way around, I've not pulled shut yet. I wanna grab a stick, and it doesn't have to be too long, but I just want to insert it partially into here where I think that the stem is long enough. And when I go to pull, it's going to pull around that stem. Okay. And so then I want to secure. I'm just going to go around one more time. So what's the problem with this currently? It's way too tall. So we're going to be addressing that in a moment. So just go around, just kind of securing that stick in, and we'll be right back. So now it kind of looks like this. So we want to squat it down. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to take that strand and I'm going to go right to the base, and I'm going to purposely squish up the very bottom of this so that the needle comes out through the bottom. If your needle is sharp, be very careful. So it's coming up through the bottom. And when you pull on this, you're going to cause this to squat. Okay. Then you're going to go back up through a different spot and back up to your stem. And you're going to tug on it and it will shrink down even more. And just give it a good shaping on how you want it to look. So the difference of the sizing will have us look completely different on the outside. And so remember, pumpkins are not meant to be like perfect. We have this misconception. So you do have concepts. If you would like to put intentional ribbing, what you can do if this is long enough, or you can add more strands, you can just like lay over top and go in, and you can force it to create the ribbing if you would like to do that. And usually you can do 5 or 6 sides, it depends on you. And if you go around like this, when you go to pull on that, okay, do you see it there? What it can do is it can just drag in just a section of it, and what it will do is it'll create some bulging if you would like to really do that. So when you're happy with this, by the time you get everything completely done, what you want to do is just secure in your yarn, just tie it, and then just put it inside your pumpkin. And so after you do a tie, let's just do a tie just quickly just to show you. So say I wanted to do it this formation. If you don't want to do the outside, then don't. Then after you have it tied, just go in through the pumpkin and then out through the side somewhere. And what I'm doing is that I'm forcing it just to have the strand on the inside, and then just cut. And then just using your hands, just kind of squash things down, and you will have yourself a cute little pumpkin. And this is something for tabletop, and any shaping will do, and it's a really neat idea. So this is the Tunisian Pumpkin Patch by Anita. Have a good one, and we hope to see you again real soon. Bye-bye.
Want to know more? Hit that subscribe now.